Throughout history, there have been countless military commanders who led their armies to victory on the battlefield. But what separates a great leader from a legend? Is it the number of battles won or the enemies they faced? Perhaps it's the tactics they employed or the impact they had on the course of history. In this series, Wheelines explore the stories of some of the greatest undefeated military commanders in history and find out what made them legends. So join us as we delve into the tales of courage, strategy, and triumph that will inspire you to be a better leader. Whether you're a history buff or a military enthusiast or just someone looking to be inspired, this is a journey you won't want to miss. From Alexander the Great to modern military minds, Wheelines examine the strategies and philosophies of these legendary commanders and see how they apply to leadership in all areas of life. Let us begin our tale of heroes and high command with one of the most famous names in history. Alexander the Great, king of the ancient Greek kingdom of Macedon, is often regarded as one of the most successful military commanders of all time. With an undefeated record in battle, he conquered vast territories from Greece to India in just over a decade. His military genius lay in his ability to combine the power of the phalanx, a massive formation of heavily armed infantry, with the mobility and shock value of the companion cavalry, a close-knit elite cavalry force. At the Battle of the River Granicus, Alexander demonstrated his bold and aggressive tactics by leading a daring charge across the river with his companion cavalry, decisively defeating the Persian army and securing a vital strategic point in his campaign. This victory was a testament to his courage and determination and set the stage for his future conquests. But what makes Alexander truly remarkable as a military commander is not just his victories, but also his ability to learn from his enemies and adapt his tactics accordingly. After suffering an unexpected defeat against the Thebans at the Battle of the River Achelous, Alexander studied his enemies' battle formations and implemented changes that would make his phalanx more effective. He reorganized his troops into smaller units, allowing for greater flexibility and maneuverability on the battlefield. This adaptation paid off handsomely at the Battle of Gaugamela, where Alexander's army defeated the much larger Persian forces thanks to his innovative use of the phalanx and cavalry. But even with all of his military genius, Alexander was not invincible. In fact, he suffered a serious wound during the Siege of Tyre, an ancient Phoenician city on the Mediterranean coast. Despite being injured, Alexander refused to abandon the siege and instead directed his forces to complete the construction of siege towers, which eventually allowed his army to breach the city walls and capture the city. His determination and resilience in the face of adversity were evident to all who witnessed it, and he continued to lead his armies to victory until his death in Babylon in 323 BC. So, how did Alexander the Great become the legend he is today? Well, it's a combination of his military prowess, his ability to learn from his enemies, and his unwavering determination in the face of adversity. He remains an iconic figure in history, and his military achievements continue to inspire awe and wonder. Now let's turn our attention to another great military commander from the annals of history, Khalid ibn al-Walid, an Arab general and one of the most revered figures in Islamic history. Renowned for his strategic brilliance and tactical acumen, Khalid played a pivotal role in the early expansion of Islam. His military exploits were nothing short of legendary, and his undefeated record in battle has made him a revered figure among military strategists. One of Khalid's most notable battles was the Battle of Yarmouk in 636 AD, where he led the Muslim forces to a decisive victory against the Byzantine and Jewish coalition, putting an end to the Jewish kingdom of Khazaria and paving the way for further Muslim conquests. In this battle, Khalid displayed his tactical genius by launching a surprise attack on the enemy's flank, catching them off guard and leading his forces to a resounding victory. However, Khalid's story doesn't end there. His military career was marked by numerous other victories, including the Battle of the Bridge of Kassan, where he led a small force of Muslims to victory against a much larger Roman army. Throughout his campaigns, Khalid demonstrated exceptional bravery and daring, often leading from the front and inspiring his troops to new heights. Despite his many victories, Khalid was not invincible. In fact, he faced many challenges and setbacks throughout his military career. But his ability to adapt and overcome adversity was what made him such a great military commander. For example, during the Battle of the Trench in 627 AD, Khalid led a Muslim force against the Meccan and Jewish coalition attempting to besiege Medina. Although the battle resulted in a stalemate, Khalid's defensive tactics prevented the enemy from entering the city. Through his military exploits, Khalid ibn al-Walid established himself as a true legend among military commanders. His undefeated record in battle, strategic brilliance, and tactical acumen continue to inspire awe and admiration among military strategists today. Now let's shift our focus to the infamous Mongol warrior and founder of the Mongol Empire. Genghis Khan is another name that echoes through history as a symbol of military genius and unmatched skill in warfare. Born in 1160s, Temujin, who later took the title of Genghis Khan, united the nomadic Mongol tribes and forged them into a formidable fighting force that would go on to conquer vast territories from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe. His military tactics were a blend of discipline, strategy, and sheer force, making his armies nearly unstoppable on the battlefield. One of Genghis Khan's most famous military tactics was the feigned retreat. This involved luring the enemy into a false sense of security by appearing to retreat, then suddenly turning around and attacking from an unexpected angle. This tactic was used effectively in the Battle of the Kalka River in 1223, where Genghis Khan's forces defeated the combined armies of the Rus principalities and the Kipchak Khans. In this battle, Genghis Khan's army was outnumbered, but he managed to deceive his opponents into thinking his army was retreating. When the enemy pursued, his forces turned around and attacked, inflicting a crushing defeat on the larger army. But even with all of his military genius, Genghis Khan was not invincible. In fact, he faced numerous challenges and setbacks throughout his campaigns, such as the Siege of Baghdad in 1258, where his forces were repelled by the city's strong defenses. However, his ability to learn from his experiences and adapt his tactics was what made him such a formidable opponent. Through his military exploits, Genghis Khan established himself as a true legend among military commanders. His undefeated record in battle, strategic brilliance, and tactical innovation continue to inspire awe and admiration among military strategists to this day. As we wrap up this episode, it is important to note that there are many other military commanders who could have made it on this list. However, due to time constraints, we've had to make some tough choices. Two names that deserve special mention are Julius Caesar, the Roman general and statesman who played a pivotal role in the rise of the Roman Empire, and Hannibal Barca, the Carthaginian general who led a brilliant but ultimately unsuccessful campaign against Rome in the Second Punic War. Both men were legendary military commanders who employed innovative tactics and displayed exceptional bravery in battle. Stay tuned for more information about these legendary commanders and more in Part 2. To be the first to know when the next episode drops, subscribe and share this video. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay curious and keep learning.